Hey friends, don't know if this will work, but I figured I'd give it a shot to do another live video. I haven't had words for anything lately. Been in a really tough space, as I've shared with you what I could, bits and pieces. But today it began to come together somehow. I accidentally pushed a button to listen to one thing and wound up listening to another, and it was the readings that I've gotten from Tony Petrinovich. And as they played, I was able to make some sense of where I've been. What they tell me is, at least for me, for my particular divine plan, if you will, for this incarnation, the point is just to be, no more than that, just to be. And that means intentionally not knowing anything, not reaching out to know anything or do anything, but just trusting whatever comes in on the flow and just letting that be enough. And it was refreshing because I've been feeling so darn lost, unhinged. Surrender has been very much, surrender and letting go has been very much a part of my life for a long time. Maybe all along, I don't know. But this has taken it beyond where it's ever gone before, and not necessarily willingly. It's not like I'm sitting down and saying, okay, now I'm going to surrender my personal will, and now I'm going to surrender this, that, and the... It's not like that. It's just gone. It's like you wake up and it's all just empty, and there's nothing. And I've actually felt lost, which is really, really strange, because no matter what I've gone through before, well, it's just so hard. It's different than where I've been before. I've been through some really tough stuff. Years ago, I remember holding my infant daughter in my arms. Well, she was 2 or 3, and putting her to bed and calling a suicide line. If I didn't have my baby, maybe I wouldn't be here. I might have checked out. But I was a single mom, and my parents could take care of her, but I felt I really had something to give her that they didn't have. And so I stuck around to do that. It's not that I haven't felt lost before, but I've never felt so unplugged from everything. Just everything, even self. Such that I've just been crying out for help, to the invisibles, to the 12D, to my spiritual guide. I don't know whether she's a 12D or not, maybe not, but anyway. I've just needed to be spiritually held, supported, nurtured in the midst of it. And it's been really hard. You don't know who you are. You can think you're so very strong, and you have such a good connection but things can seem overwhelming. Okay, so that's what's been. And maybe what's happened now is I've come to an acceptance of it. It's like, okay, if this is what is, okay. I had forgotten a lot of what was in the readings. When Tony does a reading, it's often half an hour or an hour long. And so there's a lot there. And it's way too much to take in one or even 10 listenings. And anything that is truly of the light, whenever you go back to it, will have something different for you. Will have something more. Not that it's new, it's always been there, but these things are delivered in layers. And so I found there the sustenance that I needed to re-anchor into the nothing, into the emptiness, and realize it's okay, and quit stressing over it. I guess I've been kind of stressing over it. I'm just not used to feeling this way, you know. The illusion of stability is all it will ever be in 3D, where the only constant is change. So, for what it's worth, it's been hard to share from this empty place because there's really nothing to be said. I was really pleased with your response to my earlier upload today. I was a little concerned there wasn't anything in it, so to speak. It kind of had an emptiness to it. And then to have me griping. And it's so funny, you know, the upside down world where everything is backwards. As soon as I got over, or as soon as I uploaded that, which has been my clearest gripe and complaint yet about the YouTube is updating your channel thing, when I went to answer the comments to that video, it didn't come up one time. Now I still composed them offline, you know, and pasted them in. But, you know, with the next one I upload, maybe I'll even try. The minute I would put my cursor in the box to reply to someone, that thing, you know, I'd get the little hourglass thing, and pretty, you know, you couldn't write, you couldn't type, and then that pop-up would appear. So anyway, it's like Murphy's Law, you know. It's not that whatever can go wrong will, but whatever you expect is the opposite of what you will get. And whatever you think is, you will discover isn't. And that's the backward thing, you know, like Nancy Dennison's backward books. I'm sure she sees into it even deeper, having had such an extensive NDE. Actually, I think she's had 2 or 3 of them. I don't know that the other ones gave her anything like the experience of the one that she shares with us. But you come back really changed when you have one of these deep NDE experiences. Well, folks, let's take it with us without the body's death. All right? Aren't you ready? Aren't you ready to be able to transcend to those levels without having to lay the body down in death to do it? I know that I am. I am so ready for the time of miracles, for the time of our ability to return, to be the master of form, and to exercise that mastery with such compassion, such love, care, and respect for all of life. I think there are many, many of us that are ready to be taking these next steps, and I hope we're all looking toward it. Dump your limitations. Do the very best you can. You know, life is going to strip them from you anyway. You know, I didn't feel like I had anything left to surrender. And so I was wrong. But if you feel you have some things that you can let go of, some beliefs you can shift or change, such as the belief that you're limited in any way, shape, or form. We're not. And to the extent that we're limited, it's time to come to grips with the reality that we're the ones doing the limiting. It'll be on the subconscious or the unconscious level, most likely, but we're still in charge of that too. And by working with our beliefs, we can shift those energies. We can make those changes. And so, onward and upward. Be seeing you again soon. Namaste.